Where other infrastructure fail, the community town hall in FESTAC Extension Estate, Amuwo-Odofin area of Lagos State, was a solace and a social-cultural heritage for the people of the area. Its sudden demolition leaves so much to ask about the state government's interest in the social life of the residents.
It began with a series of eyewitness videos showing a bulldozer pulling down a structure within FESTAC Extension of the Federal Low-Cost Housing Estate in Amuwo-Odofin local government area. Within hours, the building was brought to the ground. 2 days after, the excavator was still clearing its remains. Most residents were shocked at the sight of the destroyed building that served as a community hall since the inception of the estate.
On Sunday morning, I came to see my mother in the afternoon. My younger one was telling me they dropped the hall. They came in late, I think early morning, while people were there. Church was going on, and they didn't allow anybody to even pick anything. They just grounded everything.
And again, we are really lost. We don't know where. We don't know who is who. We don't know who exactly is doing this. We want to know whether it truly is from the government. We want to know whether it's fully from individual. These are the things, these are the questions we've been asking ourselves. We know we are also putting in a dynamite. Maybe one day they may come and say, okay, the flats are not for us anymore. Because this town hall is a place where we have the right, we thought we have the right to.
In this FESTAC extension where we are now, there's not a good thing government can say this is what they have been able to do. But in this place we will pay tenement rate, we will pay for land use charge, we will pay for estate supervision. All this money they collect from us, nothing has been done to show for it. The only thing we cannot see they have been able to do now is to take over things that belong to all of us.
Besides being a meeting point, the facility, as seen in these pictures, served several developmental purposes to the community. A notice board placed by the entrance to the land bears information about the project set to occupy the space, the contractor, and the Lagos State Building Investment Company being the government agencies funding it.
In our master plan, the redefined plan, we intend to build 340 units of housing, low-income housing in that place. There are spaces that were not built up within the estate. I told you that when lands were acquired by government, they always acquired more than what they can build at a particular point in time. You know, taking into consideration future development in terms of population and activities. So there were, as I'm talking to you now, there were over 10 locations within the estate that were building 340 units of flats. We have mobilized people to site. One of them is that store that I told you about. That's space, okay? And there are other spaces.
In defense of its action, the managing director of the state agency begins by correcting some alleged misconceptions.
There were nowhere that was designated as a hall or a meeting center. It was actually used as a store. And it has always been there for a very long time. Now, to answer your question directly, what led to the demolition? There were reports, security reports, and petitions from the residents informing LBIC that that place has been turned to hideout for unscrupulous elements, area boys within Darazis, and they're causing a lot of danger, unrest within the vicinity. There are spaces that are not built up in that place. You just see that local people, area boys, some unscrupulous residents, they always lease it out to mechanic, and they'll be collecting money from them. Part of the so-called places that we demolish is that mechanic areas. They've been petitioning us as per activities of area boys, in that estate, Hence, we as an organization that is saddled with the responsibility of maintaining that estate, we don't have a choice but to act. And let me again, by extension, let you know that it wasn't that place alone, that store, that were destroyed.
The LBIC is also accused of disregarding the advice given by a committee of the Lagos State House of Assembly on the issue.
The meeting is to meet LBIC that they should not come and demolish this place. So they now say that we fix time for us to meet and do the have meeting with the MD. But we just wake up on Sunday morning, we just saw caterpillar bulldozer, they start demolishing. And after that, they brought another sticker that they were not sent from governor's office. They should rebuild the place back to us. But with the sticker up to now, they are still doing their job, scraping everything with tipper and pack away.
They only told us that they were going to use the place for a little time for them to abort their equipment, while they go out to do their daily assignment and all that, which we agreed at the court, at the sitting on that very day, only for them to come and do this.
We had a meeting with the assembly and representative here, Muji Macaulay, Honorable, and the LBIC officials. There were 3 in numbers. What they told us at the assembly, they said they wanted a portion to keep their items, that the state is about doing a project somewhere.
They didn't even come to us. It's still part of what they reported this organization to House of Assembly. And we were invited. We went there, we honored the house. I think the meeting was chaired by Honorable Macaulay. So we went there, and she listened to them, she listened to us. They wrote a petition to House of Assembly. And the verdict was, go and cooperate with LBIC. That what they want to do is for the benefit of the residents.
Residents also claim that the notice given before the demolition was too short.
We always ensure that we follow due process in doing whatever we want to do. Of course, those places that we located, we usually paste notice to tell them that we give them the normal notice that they should move whatever that we found on that place out, because we'll be coming. We pasted 3 months notice that whoever that has right or whoever that is using this place, please see us at LBIC to prove either the right to use the place or the ownership of the place.
The Residents Association shows us a letter written through its lawyers to LBIC explaining that the hall was ceded along with the estate. However, there is no document or plan to authenticate that claim.
Just go and scan it.
Mogaji Adetimiri has lived here for over 44 years. He is saddened that his entreaties to relevant authorities were either turned down or completely ignored.
This is a letter written to the state government on the 1st of March. And the demolition was on the 14th. And we felt that this letter should have been replied, but that was not done. But besides that, I had to go into the governor's tweet, and I tweeted about 3 pages to him. And somebody called from the Chief of Staff's office. I don't know whether it is the Chief of Staff, but I don't normally pick calls that I don't register on my phone. But eventually I just picked it, and he said, I'm from the Chief of Staff office. And I want to say that the governor is in receipt of my text, and that is not sure that is aware of it. If the governor is not aware, I think something must be happening. And I feel that a 44-year-old, edifice, community center built, can be destroyed just within 24 hours. Now, what I expect the government to do is that I want something that will replace what we have 44 years ago, where we could meet. And besides, I want to be very sure that the government is aware of this.
We have like about 5 CDAs in this neighborhood, and we cannot be meeting in our houses. So we just need them to come out for us, to come and hear our cry here.
As it stands, the hall remains demolished, a reality that stares the residents in the face. The hope is that their appeal for another hall to be built will be considered by the Lagos State government.